During the Elizabethan era, superstitions were almost second nature, and in 1606, Shakespeare penned his most infamous play yet, a play whose name would become superstitious itself. In 1937, Laurence Olivier took the stage as Macbeth, in what is commonly believed as being one of the most cursed productions of the play's run. Almost immediately, things started going wrong. Multiple actors fell ill, accidents began piling up, and people backstage whispered about the old superstition. You may be inclined to easily dismiss this as simply that, superstition, but the strange thing is, it keeps happening. For 4 centuries, productions of this play have been plagued by mishaps both big and small. Some call it a coincidence, but many are convinced there is a curse. The superstition goes back to the very beginning. When Shakespeare first staged Macbeth in the early 1600s, audiences were already uneasy. King James had even published his own book on witchcraft, and the play opens with 3 witches chanting spells that sounded just a little too authentic for comfort. Common folklore claims that Shakespeare had lifted real incantations straight from a book of magic. Stories of early productions only deepened this unease. As legends would say, the boy playing Lady Macbeth during the very first performance collapsed and died backstage. Whether that truly happened or not, the tale spread quickly, and it left the sense that something about this play was dangerous. From then on, Macbeth carried a reputation. Rumors spread that Shakespeare had tempted fate, and each new mishap only seemed to confirm that a curse had been there from the start. That reputation grew with each passing century. In 1849, a production of Macbeth was caught up in the Astor Place riot in New York. Rival actors had stirred up a bitter feud, and when the violence broke out, more than 20 people were killed. Nearly a century later, Olivier's 1937 production was called a disaster magnet. During the performance, a 25-pound stage weight fell, only barely missing Olivier. The theater's manager, Lillian Bayliss, died shortly prior to the play's original opening night from a heart attack, and during the postponed official opening night, her portrait fell off the theater wall. In one particular performance, a real sword used in the play flew out from an actor's hands and struck an audience member, causing a heart attack. Charlton Heston wasn't spared either. During the 1953 performance, his tights were soaked in kerosene and caught fire, badly burning his legs. And the accidents haven't stopped in modern times. In his 2013 one-man version, Alan Cumming performed so intensely that he sometimes ended shows bloodied and collapsing from exhaustion. Viewed as a whole, these incidents start to feel less like random bad luck and more like a pattern. Every generation seems to have its own cursed production of Macbeth. While many of these claims from the earlier productions are difficult to verify, the simple fact that they remain and are repeated today showcase how this very real fear of the Macbeth Curse has lingered over generations. With a reputation like that, it's no surprise actors came up with ways to protect themselves. Most won't even say the word Macbeth inside a theater. Instead, they call it the Scottish play.
By the Scottish play, I assume you mean Macbeth.
If someone forgets and slips up, tradition says you have to leave the building, turn around 3 times, spit or swear, and if that isn't enough, quoting another Shakespeare play should suffice, with Hamlet's "Angels and ministers of grace defend us," offering the best protection. After this ritual is performed, you must be invited back in the theater, and only then is the curse considered broken. And people actually do it. Stories circulate of veteran actors stopping rehearsals to drag a newcomer outside and make them go through the ritual, just in case. It might sound silly, but in theater, superstition is almost part of the job. For example, there's the ghost light, left burning at night to keep spirits away. Also, you can never whistle backstage, because in older theaters that was how stagehands cued scenery, and one wrong whistle could send a set piece crashing down.
It's bad luck to mention the name of this particular play out loud.
You mean Macbeth?
Against that kind of backdrop, the idea of a cursed play doesn't really feel so out of place. So is there really a curse, or just theater folklore that refuses to die? Psychologists might say it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If actors step on stage already convinced disaster is waiting, they're tense, distracted, and more likely to get hurt. Every accident then becomes another story that feeds the legend. But there's also the practical side. Macbeth is one of Shakespeare's most dangerous plays to mount. There's sword fights and stage combat written throughout the script. The lighting is often dim, the scenery elaborate, and the atmosphere is relentless. It's violent, bloody, and emotionally draining, which pushes performers to their limits. Under those conditions, accidents are bound to happen. Still, there are plenty who insist the curse is real. Actors who refuse to ever say the name. Directors who joke about it but still grow uneasy. Theatergoers swear they've seen things go wrong at Macbeth in ways they haven't with any other play. Whether it's nerves, logistics, or something darker, Macbeth continues to carry a weight that no other Shakespeare play quite matches. Maybe the curse isn't about witchcraft at all. Maybe it's the stories we pass down, and the way each new mishap feels bigger when it happens under the shadow of Macbeth. The play itself demands so much violence, madness, and spectacle that it's easy to see why accidents follow. But that lingering unease has become part of the tradition. Just like the Ghostlight, just like the whispered Scottish play, the idea of the curse gives Macbeth a presence that extends beyond the stage. In a way, the superstition has become another performance, handed from one generation of actors to the next. Whether you call it coincidence or curse, Macbeth continues to haunt the theater 4 centuries later. If you've ever seen a live Macbeth production, did you notice anything go dangerously wrong? Thank you for watching, subscribe for more, and as always, stay curious.